everybody. We have a very special show tonight. It is about a very serious subject, but I think it seems like it's going to be a really fun event. It is called Rock and Roll for Recovery, and my guest here today is a familiar face if you've been anywhere in Waltham. He is one of the organizers, and he will be one of the performers for this event, Mr. Joe Maffei. Joe, thanks for being here, buddy.
Bill, thanks, partner.
Yeah.
Thanks, partner.
Big event coming up.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's coming up. It's right there. It's the Rock and Roll to Recovery coming up on September 22nd.
Right.
It is at the American Legion Hall. And first of all, there is MightyDrum. I guess that's the website.
That's the website, MightyDrum.org.
Okay, and you are the drummer.
I'm the drummer.
So tell me about MightyDrum, how that got started.
Okay. In 2015, we lost our son, Brian, to an overdose, fentanyl. And when that happened, me and my wife said, we need to do something about it. We have to get involved, And how we really started getting involved was Brian was in a documentary, and it was called Beyond the Wall. And it was shown pretty much privately, but it was shown in the State House. It was shown in all these different colleges, Harvard, BU, BC. And what it's about was, it was produced by Northern Lights Production, okay? And they did Folsom Prison, Joni Cash, and they had an idea. They were going to go into the prison system in Massachusetts, New England, and they were seeking out different people to do a documentary for a program that Massachusetts is doing called the Reentry Program. And what it was supposed to do was help offenders get back into the community, get them set up, and so forth. Well, they searched all around for 3 years. They searched, and they picked 6 men, and my son was one of them. Okay, Brian was one of them, and so they did this documentary, and it showed how they, coming out of prison. Sheriff Katusian was involved because they had to go into the prison and do all sorts of filming right in the prison. Okay, so they went in there and they started following these people around, these gentlemen. And they started to show them all the problems that they're having to try to get back into the community, okay? And our son was helping a lot of people. He was speaking, he was trying to inspire different people. But what happened was, when you get out of prison, because he was in the arrears of child support, they took his driver's license, okay? Back then, if you were in the arrears, they took your license, which really messed everybody up, because if you don't have your license, how is he going to get to work? How is he going to continue to pay his child support? So he was struggling to get back and forth to get to work, right? And if he got in the arrears, they'd pick him up again, bring him back in. So it was this cycle that these offenders got into. So when Brian came out, they were doing this documentary, okay? So what happened was, in the middle of the documentary, he OD'd, okay? He overdosed. And they asked his mom if it would be okay if they shot some of the wake and some of the funeral. She said as long as it was done tastefully, it would be okay. So it was, and the movie became a success. It just got shown on PBS nationally. So if you go on our website, MightyDrum.org, and you go to past events, you'll see the movie called Beyond the Wall. And if you've never seen it, you should see it. Everyone should really go see that movie, because it's an eye-opener to what these guys go through when they're trying to get back into the community, get a job and things like that. So we became very close friends with the producers of the movie, okay? Very close. And when they would do screenings, me and my wife would go, and they would always have a Q&A, and they would introduce us, and then people would start to ask us questions, because they just saw our son that just passed away, so they wanted to know some personal things. So we started speaking. I started speaking. Joni doesn't really speak too much. I'm the mouthpiece, right? I'm the guy that does all this blab. So I spoke a lot, and then we started saying, we have to do something about this. So I was talking to Joni, and I said, listen, I'm going to get back into the music business, okay? And I was out of it for a long time. Growing up, I was in the music business. My father was a teacher at conservatory. I went to Berkeley. My manager back in the day was Tim Collins, who was the original manager for Aerosmith. So I was always connected to the music business. But when I had my daughter, I wanted to get out of it. I didn't want to be in clubs. I didn't want to be out at late night. I wanted to raise my daughter. So I got out of it and got another job. Now my daughter's older now, she's in college. And then, so when we lost Brian, I said, the best way to get our message out is through music. So I contacted an old friend of mine who happens to be one of the more recent managers of Aerosmith. And I said, listen, I want to get back into the business and I want to start promoting what we're doing. And we started talking about ways that we could help out. And I told him that what was going on with Brian, and he couldn't get transportation. And I've always had a vision problem in my life, so I never had a license. So I knew exactly what was going on to try to get transportation. It's really difficult. So we talked about it, and we said, why don't we start a program, okay? So we thought about it, and we said, yeah, let's start a program called Rides to Recovery. And we wanted to call it MightyDrum. And why? One, because I'm a drummer. Two, because we wanted, our slogan is one drum beating to beat the stigma of addiction. Okay, so we wanted an inclusive thing. We wanted a lot of people to get involved, working as one, a collaboration, so to speak. Okay, and that's how we started MightyDrum, and we became a nonprofit. And our Rides to Recovery program is just, everyone loves it for the simple reason is that we've talked to people that run treatment centers, shelters, detox, and when I tell them what we're doing, they're overwhelmed because that has been the missing link, is getting the clients to where they needed to go. So that's how MightyDrum came about, and that's how Rides to Recovery came about now. So that's where we're at.
And it sounds like it's expanded into rock and roll to recovery, because now we're into the music scene now, and we have quite a lineup coming up on September 22nd.
Yep, we have a great lineup. We have James Montgomery, who's going to be playing harmonica. I played with James for a long time and singing. We have David Hull, who's a bass player. He played with everyone. He plays with Joe Perry Project. He's the backup player for Aerosmith. He played with Slash. He was famous because his first gig was with Buddy Miles when he was 19 years old. And then his first tour was backing up Jimi Hendrix. At 19, he went a world tour with Jimi Hendrix. So now he's just been in the business forever. We have George McCann, who's a guitar player. George played with Steven Tyler, B.B. King, Muddy Waters, everybody. So these guys are seasoned players. I'm very fortunate that I have the network to be able to reach these people. And now we're trying to go more international. We're trying to do something perhaps next year, the year after, at like Fenway Park. And we want to bring in more international names because we want to go much bigger with this. But also what we're trying to do is have collaborations with different hospitals and things like that. So the main thing is that the Rides to Recovery, the actual service, is what we're trying to develop. And we use rock and roll as our mouthpiece, as a way to get people's attention. The only way you get attention if you cause a riot, corrupt. You know what I'm saying? If you
But
have to
a
make
controlled riot.
a
where everyone's
controlled
having fun.
riot.
Exactly.
You have to be
Yeah.
something that people are drawn to. So one of our approaches is there's a lot of fundraisers that are going on throughout Massachusetts, throughout the country, and we're a little bit different because most of those fundraisers they're very sad. They have these vigils which we support all the time. We're actually going to one tonight for the people that have passed. Okay, but they're sad, Phil. They're sad, and when you go there, it's like a kumbaya moment. There's people crying, there's people hugging, and it's not inspiring. So what we're trying to do is our focus is on success stories. People that were struggling, that went to recovery, and now they're doing something with their life. They started their own business. They have a Dunkin' Donuts. They're helping other people. They're in the arts. And what we use them for is to inspire not only people that are in recovery, to show them that they can do it and give them hope, but inspire people that might not want to come to a sad event. they want to come to an inspiring, like what I call them, like a rally.
Right.
When I speak,
Yeah.
when I get together.
You know, Joe, I think it's the celebration of life, I think is the new term, is what they call it.
That's
these
exactly
days.
what it is,
Yeah.
Phil. So, you know, people can see my passion, people can see how excited I get about it, and that becomes contagious. And they immediately say to me, you know, what can I do to help? You know, how can I help? And, you know, it's not always money. Money's always good. We can always take donations, but networking, telling other people about what we're doing. And it's so funny, doors just magically open up. It's really amazing. I'll be needing something and someone will just call out of the blue and say, hey, I heard you guys were looking for this. Hey, I heard you were looking for that. Hey, can I help you with that? I could hook you up with this person. And it snowballs. Like, you can't believe how fast things just, for the right cause.
Sure, absolutely.
You know, and the right intentions.
Yeah.
You get people that they don't know what to do, but they get involved and they're smiling, they're laughing, they're productive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now they say, can we do more? Let's do another show. Let's do this. Let's do that. How much money did we raise? You know?
Right.
So that's the kind of environment that we're creating.
When are we doing this again?
When are we doing it again?
Exactly.
So that's the environment that we're
Joe,
creating.
let's talk about this event. It's coming
Okay.
up. It's coming up pretty quickly. September 22nd.
Yep.
American Legion Hall. Rock and Roll for Recovery.
Right.
And I understand Johnny D. You know, he was in a band called Pig Brain Thrust. I mean, I know because he was on our channel for a long
Progressive
time.
Italian group.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Okay, that was the real name, but everyone called it Pig.
Yep. Johnny D, old friend of mine, is playing the guitar, Waltham guy. He's been
Great
around
guy.
forever.
Yeah.
He's going to come and he's going to,
Get the festivities started.
yeah, he's going to kind of host it and sort of get everyone riled up. And not only do we have the James Montgomery, but we have MDI, MightyDrum Inc., which is a band that I created, and it's me on drums. David Chasen from Waltham is playing guitar and singing. Alan Dawes playing bass, and Kevin Graham from Waltham is playing guitar and singing as well. And what we do is we're the core band, and then we bring in these other artists to sit in, but we already have the core band already set up.
Yeah.
So we can go around and play anywhere for anybody. You know, we do it for charity.
Right.
You know, there's no money. We just want to do it because we love it.
Right.
So that's, yep, Johnny D's doing it. If you want to get tickets, it's really simple. You can just email me at jmaffei@mightydrum.org.
Yep.
That's JMAFFEI@mightydrum.org.
Okay, and the website again?
And the website is mightydrum.org. It's real simple.
Seems simple enough.
It's real simple.
Now, once again, let's go down the lineup.
Sure.
James Montgomery, Charlie Farron?
Nope, Charlie's not doing
Oh,
this
he's not
one.
gonna do it.
Although,
Okay.
although if you went to our website, you'll see all the people that joined the tribe. We have a slogan, it's catch the vibe, join the tribe.
Oh, gotcha.
The vibration, the music vibration. And we have guys like Charlie Farron and you know, Reggie Hendricks, who's Jimi Hendrix's cousin. And, we also have Jeff Levine. Jeff Levine's playing keyboards. And Jeff is the keyboard player for Hall & Oates. Plays for Hall & Oates, he plays for Bruce Springsteen. So I forgot to mention Jeff. Jeff, sorry, brother.
Yeah.
I got to keep you up
Saw
there.
Hall & Oates last summer. They sound amazing, look amazing.
Yep. Jeff's a studio guy out of New York, plays with everybody. He's been in the business forever. So he's going to be playing keys with us that night.
Okay.
And we have an opening act called Tricks on Cue, which is Dee Mazzola, who's been kind of like kicking around the Waltham scene for a long time, and they're going to do the opening act for us. And we're going to have raffles. We have all sorts of raffles. We have sponsors. We're going to have a silent auction. It's going to be awesome. So if you guys are...
If you like rock and roll and spending money for a good cause,
that's the place to come.
September 22nd, American Legion Hall. Doors open?
Doors open at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
First act starts at 8 o'clock. We're going to go do the raffles, stuff like that throughout the night, but we're going to go on somewhere about 9:15. And
Joe,
that's it, buddy.
It sounds like an awesome night.
The whole thing is awesome, Phil. The whole thing is awesome. We got the best people behind us. I mean, from all genres, sports people, music people, community people, business people. They start to catch the vibe and they want to help, and that's what we're doing, and we're doing it. So we want more.
It looks like a Live Aid come to Waltham, man. It looks great.
We're starting here, and then we're going to take over Massachusetts, then New England, then we're going national. So it's like buying stock. You want to buy the stock now, and it's penny stock.
One more time, how can people get tickets?
They can get tickets by going to email me at jmaffei@mightydrum.org. That's it.
Sounds like a rock and roll party, man.
It's going to be awesome, buddy.
Rock and Roll Recovery coming to Waltham September 22nd, American Legion Hall. Don't miss it, Joe. Best of luck, bro.
Thanks, bro.
All right.
Everyone come.